Noctis Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
Hello, Large Foods of Chaos. This is your King of Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and we're gonna start getting in on the analysis and get, straight to the ecology, or should I say squarecology. Better not use that. But this one is gonna be the most beautiful summoner in all of Final Fantasy. So, this will be about Yuna Braska. Yuna Braska is the daughter of High Summoner Braska. Honest and determined, embarks on a journey, which I'm actually using the wiki on this one, so I don't look bad. Sorry if I butcher with the music I put in there. But let's get started. Yuna is learning the mystical arts of summoning in aeons, and this is where I come out with how she's the most powerful summoner. My fan theory will probably answer all these questions right here. I should really save the music for the Gilgamesh Ecology video, but alright, let's get to sorry, let's scratch my nose. I'm a little distracted today. But anyways, Yuna pretty much do summonings, which again, it goes back to how Yuna's half Al Bhed. It makes her stronger with summoning due to the first Al Bhed. But that's a fan theory. Let's get to the actual analysis. Yuna becomes a summoner like her father before her, embarks on the pilgrimage to expel sin, pretty much to defeat sin once and for all, and monstrous creatures that terrorize the world of spirit. She meets Titus, which, by the way, Titus and Yuna is confirmed to actually hook up in the end of the game. So, for anyone who ships Titus x Yuna, then it's confirmed. So it's confirmed by Square Enix. Yuna is a spirit. Becomes in Final Fantasy X. The Final Fantasy X-2 variant. She becomes a spear hunter, which I'm going to talk about the variants a little bit. But let's see. Her appearance is pretty much short brown hair, heterochromic eyes, one being green and one being blue because of her summoner's blood inside of her, and her Al Bhed blood being against each other. Because you know how Al Bhed have blue eyes and blonde hair? Well, since she's half Al Bhed, she gets one of her eye colors from her mother and her other eye color from her father. So, as well, she has a little braid with texture design things. With like beads on that one braid on the side. And again, there's variants of Yuna Braska. Yuna wears an ensemble, but vary from those of Yevonites. Yevonites are pretty much people who believe in the religion of Yevon. A purple painted flower pattern dress, black boots with a black spaghetti string, pretty much with a white sash around it. Pretty much she wears more of a Japanese formal, what you call it, yukatas, pretty much. Yes, I said she has a social life. Pretty much she collects summons, uses them in battle, and she's also good with healing because she's just like Aeris. She's pretty much the Final Fantasy X's Aeris, but a little bit more attractive than the Aeris, but that's besides the point. Okay, now let's talk about the Final Fantasy. Now there are variants of Yuna Braska, as such as the games that she's in is Dissidia Duodecim, and Final Fantasy X-2, and Kingdom Hearts 2. Which in Kingdom Hearts 2 she's a pixel fairy because why not? Final Fantasy and Disney, why not? And Final Fantasy X-2, she undergoes a new transformation. Now, Yuna retains her beaded earrings and silver pen, but she wears cropped shorter, resembling Titus's hairstyle. So that's why she has the little hairstyle that she is. She pretty much got her hairstyle cut like that in Final Fantasy X too, to pretty much be like the man she loves, Titus. So, which I'll be honest, I like Yuna better with the layered hair in 10-2, if you ask me. That's just me. That's just me. That's hot to me. May not be to you. But she tries to resemble Titus's hairstyle. Her attire changes each of the dress spheres. And dress spheres are pretty much magical clothing that you can wear to boost your stats and level up your characters and give them new abilities that they haven't had in the game before. Which, in those games, that's pretty much Final Fantasy X too. It's pretty much Final Fantasy mixed with Barbie. But, you know, because you pretty much have the dress. The Gunner dress sphere is pretty much the original dress sphere that Yuna had in Final Fantasy X. Yuna had in Final Fantasy X too. You know, the very first time you meet her in X-2, or her doppelganger, pretty much. But she also wore the same thing too. So she carries a pouch on her hip, and all that. She wears short shorts. So if you all feel like getting that, and don't worry about it. Let's go look at the age so people know. Let's go to the age thing. Hold up. All right. Oh yeah, there's other appearances too, but those are just costumes in other games. But apparently in other games, there's a 4-ounce Summon Stone costume where you can play as Yuna in Legends 2, Final Fantasy Legends 2. She's a playable character in Tactic S, and in Final Fantasy 14 as a costume. Same thing with Lightning Returns and when you play as Lightning. Which, the only reason why Lightning actually has Yuna's, has Yuna's garbs, it was just put in the Japanese one originally, where you play as Lightning in Yuna's garb. And she's in the Final Fantasy TCG, which I'm not even really surprised. And she's also a variant in Dead Fantasy. And lots of merchandise, a whole bunch of merchandise. Of course, then again, I'm not surprised. Let's go to the... But, I think, if anything, if it's not showing it, she's about 24 years old. 24, 25. I mean, I'm just trying to remember on my head because the wiki's not doing very good. But from what I know, she's 24 and 25. So if you like that booty short version of her in 10-2, go grab you some bottle of lotion and like that limit break and put the hands on the magistrate. But no, in all seriousness, she's also 24 years old. So she's good to go. She's good to G-O. But no. She ends up defeating Sin in Final Fantasy X-1, in regular 10. And then in 10-2, she gathers up the spheres, and depending on how you, and also depending how you beat the, and depending how you beat Final Fantasy X-2, you can actually have Titus back, or Titus gets sent to the far plane. Which, you know, I personally would like to have the other ending rather than the far plane ending, but you have to play the game perfectly, which can get pretty frustrating if you ask me. Yeah. Pretty much, no. Yeah. You know. I rather just have the perfect ending, but nonetheless, the only variants that she is, and those are just costumes, but the only variant that she's actually in is Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Dissidia Duodecim. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there could be more, you know. Tetsuo Norma, I think it was Amato who designed the first concept art of Yuna, Braska, and then Tetsuo Norma designed what you see as the current Yuna Braska. So, Yuna Braska, I think, had two designers. I think Tetsuo Norma designed the second Yuna Braska, which I gotta say that makes me, that adds points in my that adds points for my favoritism to go to Tetsuo Norma when he designed the 10-2 version, because the 10-2 version, damn. So Tetsuo Norma, you're good on that. I'll forgive you for that. But nonetheless, yeah, that's pretty much all the variants of Yuna Braska. And the best I could do for the character Ecology of Yuna Braska. May the crystal be with you. And